Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today, we're going inside, really inside. We're exploring this incredible system that's humming away inside every single one of us, keeping us safe from, well, from invisible enemies.
It really is amazing when you stop to think about it. This internal defense network, we walk around in a world just teeming with microscopic things, viruses, bacteria, you name it.
Tiny troublemakers, basically.
Exactly. And yet, most days, we feel fine.
Yeah.
We just are. And that's largely thanks to this system.
So the big question we want to tackle, and it's one I think a lot of people wonder about maybe when they're, getting a shot. How do vaccines actually do that? How do they work? Because it feels a bit like, I don't know, science fiction almost.
It does seem almost magical, the effect they
Yeah.
have. But yeah, it's not magic. It's just really, really clever biology.
Okay, so break it down. Where do we start? Our bodies are like cities.
That's a great way to think about it. Yeah, like bustling cities. Complex, full of life, processes happening everywhere. But outside the city walls, you've got these tiny invaders constantly trying to get in. Pathogens, we call them.
The troublemakers.
The troublemakers, yes. Always looking for a way in to cause problems. And when they do get in, well, that's when we get sick.
Right. And the body has defenses, obviously, like the first line, skin, mucous membranes, that sort of thing, almost like the city's regular police force.
Precisely. Your general security, trying to catch things right at the gate or just inside. They're always there, always patrolling.
But they're not foolproof. Sometimes the invaders are too sneaky, or too many of them.
Exactly. Some are too fast, or they overwhelm the first responders, or they have ways to hide. They slip past that initial perimeter.
And that's when the big guns come out, the immune system.
That's when the elite forces get mobilized. Yeah, the immune system. Think of it as this highly specialized, incredibly intelligent army, always on patrol deep inside the city.
Okay, so an invader gets past the regular cops. Now this elite army has to deal with it. What happens?
Well, if it's a new invader, something the army hasn't seen before, it's basically a surprise attack.
They don't know what they're up against.
Not initially, no. They have to figure it out. They need to send out scouts, analyze the enemy. What does it look like? What are its weaknesses? And then they have to design and build custom weapons specifically for that threat.
And this takes time, which is why when you get sick with something new, you feel crummy for a while your body's figuring all that out.
Exactly. That's the lag time.
Yeah.
Your immune system is working furiously behind the scenes, but the invader is still causing trouble.
Yeah.
While that happens, you feel the effects, the fever, the aches. That's the battle raging.
But during that battle, something else is happening, something about memory.
This is maybe the most incredible part. While the fight is on, there's an intelligence division within the immune army. Special cells we call memory cells. And they are furiously taking notes, like incredibly detailed notes about this specific troublemaker. What it looks like its uniform, so to speak, its weak spots, how it attacks, everything. And they're building a complete file.
So after the battle, hopefully the body wins.
Usually does, thankfully.
Okay, so after the body wins, these memory cells, the intelligence agents, they don't just clock off.
Not at all. They stick around, they become veterans. They might circulate in your body for years, sometimes even for your entire life. They hold on to that specific knowledge.
Right, like soldiers who remember exactly how to fight a particular enemy they've faced before.
Precisely. So what happens if that exact same troublemaker tries to invade again? Months later, years later.
The memory cells see it coming.
Instantly. Recognition is immediate. There's no surprise this time. They go, aha, we know you.
And they don't need to waste time scouting or building weapons from scratch.
Nope. They already have the blueprints. They immediately call up the right custom weapons, these special proteins called antibodies, and they launch a massive rapid counterattack.
Before you even feel sick.
Often, yes.
Yeah.
The response is so fast and so targeted that the invader gets wiped out before it can really establish itself and cause symptoms. That's immunity. Your body has learned and remembered.
Okay, that makes sense. Natural immunity, but there's a downside, right?
There's a big one. You have to get sick first. You have to go through that potentially dangerous first battle to build the memory.
And some illnesses. That first battle is really, really dangerous. It could even be deadly.
Absolutely. Think about diseases like measles or polio or smallpox historically. Getting sick the first time could have devastating consequences. So relying only on getting sick to become immune, it's a risky strategy for some diseases.
Which brings us to vaccines. You called them brilliant biology, not magic.
Yes, because they solve exactly this problem. Vaccines are, I think, genuinely one of the smartest things humanity has ever come up with.
So what is a vaccine then? It's not the actual disease.
Right. It's basically a training exercise, a
Yeah.
safe training exercise for your immune system. It teaches the army about the enemy without the danger of a real invasion.
Okay, how does it do that if it's not the real thing?
Well, instead of letting the actual dangerous troublemaker loose in the city, the vaccine introduces something much safer. Think of it like showing the army a wanted poster of the bad guy.
A wanted poster.
Yeah, or maybe like a training dummy. Something that looks like the enemy or part of the enemy but can't actually cause harm.
So it might be just a piece of the virus or
Yeah.
bacteria, like its coat or something.
Exactly. It could be a harmless protein from its surface, or it could be the whole virus or bacterium, but it's been killed or weakened so much that it can't replicate properly and cause illness. Or, with newer tech like mRNA vaccines, it's like giving your own cells instructions to make just one specific harmless piece, the wanted poster piece for the immune system to see.
Ah, okay, so it's just enough for the immune system to recognize the pattern.
Precisely. Enough for the immune army to see this wanted poster or dummy target. They look at it and think, okay, this is what the enemy looks like.
But they don't get sick because it's not the real dangerous thing.
Correct. No actual disease. But critically, the intelligence division, those memory cells, they still go to work.
Uh-huh. So even though it's just training, they're still taking notes.
Absolutely. They study the poster, they analyze the dummy, they learn its features, figure out how to recognize it, and crucially, they learn how to build the right antibodies, the custom weapons, to fight it if they ever see it for real.
So they get all the learning, all the memory, without the actual illness.
Exactly. All the benefit, none of the danger. It's like, a fire drill.
Right. You practice getting out of the building safely.
So if a real fire happens, everyone knows the drill. No panic, just efficient response. Vaccines are essentially a fire drill for your immune system.
That's a great analogy. Okay, so after the vaccine fire drill, the memory cells stick around, just like after a real illness.
Yep. They stick around, armed with that new knowledge.
Yeah.
And the antibodies might hang around for a while, too. Your immune system is now primed,
Yeah.
trained,
So
ready.
then, if the real troublemaker, the actual dangerous virus or bacteria, tries to invade later on,
Your immune system is waiting. The memory cells recognize it instantly from the wanted poster they studied during the vaccine training.
and boom, fast counterattack.
Super fast. They launch that powerful, specific antibody response immediately. The invader gets neutralized before it can gain a foothold, before it can multiply and make you sick.
Wow. So the vaccine basically gives your body the wisdom of having fought the disease, but without actually having to suffer through it.
That's the essence of it. It's experience without the risk. It's giving your body a crucial head start. That's the true power, the brilliance of vaccines.
It really is pretty amazing. You think about these complex battles, this learning, this memory, all happening silently inside us. And a simple shot can basically program that defense in advance.
It leverages this incredibly sophisticated system that evolution gave us, but does it proactively, safely.
So wrapping up, vaccines are like a cheat sheet, a training manual delivered safely, letting our internal army prepare for threats without facing the full danger first. A testament to our own biology and, well, human ingenuity.
Absolutely. It's elegant biology put to incredibly effective use.
Makes you think, doesn't it? About everything else going on inside that we're completely unaware of.
It really does. Think about all the microscopic skirmishes your immune system probably wins every single day that you never even notice. Thanks to this adaptive learning defense force, it makes you wonder what other layers of complexity, what other protective mechanisms are operating within us, still waiting for us to fully understand. That's something to ponder.